let me know. Do you feel me too? Let it show. Babe, I'm into you. We've been on and off, in and out, up and down too many times. Now it's time. Show me what you got. Don't say that it's the little things. I say that it's a big old ring. Anything to hear you say I do. It ain't the way that you see me. It ain't the way that you kiss. It ain't the way that you please me. It's just the way that it is. The way that it is. Baby, you had me running blind. It's time for you and me, baby, to make up our minds. Some say that it's the little things. I say that it's a big old ring. Anything to hear you say I do. It ain't the way that you see me. It ain't the way that you kiss. It ain't the way that you please me. It's just the way that it is. The way that it is. Way that it is. It's just the way that it It ain't the way that you see me. It ain't the way that you kiss. It ain't the way that you please me. It's just the way that it is. The way that it is.
I go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank, cranking up the radio, playing old Hank. It ain't that long till I'm back at the farm. I'm pulling up the truck down at the dock. It's time to do some cruising, baby, get a little stuck. It's a Saturday joyride. Percy Beast is the spot to take the blues away. We're on a boat, we're feeling fine. Drinking Tennessee whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up, we're coming down. Here's the feeling, alright. It's a hell of a time. We're on a boat, we're killing time. In our own honky tonk, beneath the big blue sky. We live it up, we got it down. Here's the feeling, alright. It's a hell of a time. And I'm falling for a small town girl. So kiss me, darling. Rock my world, rock my world, rock my world. Yeah, now it's a hell. We're on a boat, we're feeling fine. Drinking Tennessee whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up, we're coming down. There's a party on the water, it's a hell of a time. We're on a boat, we're killing time. In our own honky tonk with a bottle of wine. We're going up, we're coming down. Cheers to feeling alright, it's a hell of a time. Hell of a time. It's a hell of a time. Oh, hell of a time.
After a fun race last week, we return to smaller track racing here this week as we visit Loudon for the 16th round of the Western States Racing League here in the state of New Hampshire. Good evening, everybody. We are here on ESPN. Now, my name is Sam Cooper Bennett, just running solo here tonight, and we are ready for the next round of this truck series. And what better distraction to pull you away for a few, about an hour and a half from election night. Then a good bit of truck racing here on YouTube and on Facebook, and it's getting exciting as the season comes to its close, as we are only 3 points separating the top two in the championship. Those would be Brian Barnes, who's still amazingly holding on to his points lead, and Bob Beltrami in second place, and they're about 25 points ahead of third place, Jeff Schmeier. But we are ready to go into qualifying in just a second, and we are almost ready to go racing as well as qualifying. The practice just come to an end there. We're going to go straight to the action down on track. So let's go and see who is the first one out on track, and it's going to be Marty Ray. As always, he was first one out last week. He's going to be first one out this week as well in the number 65 SpaceX machine as he comes down the backstretch here. And let's see what he can put down for his first lap here as we bring you up the ticket. As always, as Ray comes out of turn 4, a bit close to the wall there. Let's see what he can do as he comes through 1 and 2. Truck looking a bit slowly there, coming out of turn 2, having to chase it down the track ever so slightly as he comes down the backstretch, down towards turn 3. And here we go into 3 and 4. Let's see what you can put down. This will be the benchmark for the night as he comes out of turn 4 down towards the finish line, and it will be a 31.003. That will be the benchmark for this one so far, and they only get one qualifying lap, remember, so they have to oh no, they don't, they get more than one. I think they get 3 as Wayne Hutchison going to the point there in the number 17 machine, rocking the green and yellow as always. David Wood going up to second place in the Wood Brothers number 27. Looks like he might have given it up already as Wayne Hutchison's going to come out of turn 4 here, and let's see what sort of a second lap he's going to put down. And he will get a 30.649, not so fast this time around as Rob Gall goes to the top of the board here. And he is about almost 0.3 of a second faster than the nearest driver. Almost hits the wall on the exit of turn 2. Driving on the ragged edges to the man in the 31. One of the veterans in the Western States Racing League is Rob Gall. As he comes down towards the line. A 30.522, not faster this time around, but still that 30.362 was enough to put him way ahead on the pole. As we're looking at Chad Barker now. Barker had a bit of bad luck the last couple of weeks, and last week at Dover just had even more bad luck as he crosses the line. 30.746, and that will put him in P4, so good result for him. Let's go to one of the newer drivers in the league. That's Keith Miller, out on track right now, going through 1 and 2 to start his second lap, as he's put a time in good enough for P12. Carl Burke is out on track as well. He's just gone into P13 after his first lap. We'll get a look at him in just a second as here comes Miller into turn 3. And out of turn 4, let's see what he can put down here for his second one as a 31.034. Now that will be good enough for P10 now, but let's see how long that lasts as we go to the man that's chasing down Brian Barnes for the championship lead here. This is Bob Beltrami, won last week at Dover. Would love to get another win here again tonight at New Hampshire as he crosses the line to start his qualifying run. So let's see what Bob Beltrami can do here as he comes through 1 and 2. Brian Barnes has already completed his run. He's up to second place. Only he's 1/10 of a second back from Rob Gall still, who's still on top after that absolute bullet of a lap from the 31. As we're seeing Bob Beltrami just come through 3 and 4, just taking it easy as he comes flying out of 4 now, down towards the line. And a 30.826, so that will only put him P10 for now. So let's take a look and see how he does on his second lap as he comes out of turn 2. Now this one's going to have to be a lot better than the first one if he wants to be up there with Brian Barnes, but it doesn't look positive after the based on the first lap anyway. Oh, as he hits the wall coming out of 4, that's going to end his qualifying, unfortunately. And that will do it for the man in second place in the points, 10th on the grid so far. As we're looking at Dustin Burns now, just coming out of turn 4, a 31.595. That'll be good enough for P17 as Gary Laviolette goes up to P5. Mark McFadden, who's making his debut here tonight, is in P14. Teammate to Ernie Ludwig, who's not here tonight, but Mark McFadden is here regardless, so good to see him out there in this one. We've got nobody else come out yet. Still waiting for times from Keith Kelman, Brian Sullivan, Brandon Prone, Ray Fournier, Jeff Schmeier. Now he's usually a late one out. Wayne Fleet, Eric Woods, Bentley Glazer, and Barry Phil. Don't expect Bentley Glazer to be out anytime soon. He usually likes to start near the back and work his way forward. Probably not going to have it all his own way in the long run of things. We're probably not going to have it all its own way here at New Hampshire because New Hampshire's a very difficult track to make progress at, but we said that last week at Dover and look what happened. So Who knows? As we're seeing Carl Burke just turn a few laps here in the VSM number 53. He's just turning laps here. He's already completed his qualifying run, qualified in P16 so far. Still 3.5 minutes left in qualifying. Your top 10 is as it stands, and you can see it on the side of your screen right now. Rob Gall currently on the pole. Brian Barnes in second. Charles Woods in third. Wayne Hutchison in P4. Gary Laviolette is in P5. Paul Hoffman in P6 in that Dale truck. Seventh is Chad Barker. Eighth is Marty Ray. Ninth is Dennis Fuson. He'll be looking for a better finish here tonight. And Bob Beltrami in P10. The rest of the qualifiers. David Wood in P11. Keith Miller in P12. Anthony Erskine P13 as Carl Burke hits the wall coming out of 2. P14 will be Mark McFadden. P15 Earl Weaver. Carl Burke, who's on your screen, is in P16. Dustin Burns in P17 and James Campbell in P18. But here is a man that's always late out on the track, but still going to try and put a decent time down anyway. That's Mr. Jeff Schmeier. They see him here. It's very difficult, the pit exit here at New Hampshire. Let's see what this man can put down as he comes flying out of turn 4 and loses it out of turn 4. Thankfully, he's not going to cross the line yet, so he can just go back in, repair that truck and start again. So he hasn't started his fast laps, so pretty much a mulligan there for the 16. Schmeier comes down towards turn 3 now. Can he get it, make it a clean one to start his qualifying run here? Out of turn 4 down towards the line. And now Schmeier will start his qualifying run here as he makes it in towards turns 1 and 2. Out of turn 2 and down the backstretch here as we get to see Jeff Schmeier and see what he can put down and see if he can get up there. His truck doesn't seem to be the happiest out there at the moment as he comes out of turn 4. Down towards the line. Let's see what this one is. A 30.724. That's going to be good enough for P7 so far. Let's see what he can do for his second lap. Good opening lap there for Schmeier. And he's a man on a mission. He's hoping to close that gap between himself and Bob Beltrami and Brian Barnes. Obviously, this late in the season, a late season charge is always nice to see, but has he left it too late? Obviously, we're going road course racing next week when we go to Canadian Tire. So let's see if that will be a better time for him, as Jeff Schmeier does not improve on his time here, and he will stay in P7. Nobody else is going to get a time in now between the end of qualifying. So Keith Kelman, Brian Sullivan, Brandon Prone, Ray Fournier, Wayne Fleet, Eric Woods, Bentner Glazer and Barry Phil not going to take a time here as we are ticking down towards the end of qualifying. And now we can bring you the grid for tonight's race. And starting up on the grid will be this as follows. Starting up on the front row will be Rob Gall. He'll be joined on that front row by Brian Barnes. Good qualifying for him. Row 2 will be Charles Woods and Wayne Hutchison. Row 3 will be Gary Laviolette and Paul Hoffman. Row 4 will be Jeff Schmeier and Chad Barker. Row 5 will be Marty Ray and Dennis Fuson. Row 6 will be Bob Beltrami and David Wood. Row 7 will be Keith Kelman and Anthony Erskine. Row 8 will be Mark McFadden and Earl Weaver. Row 9 will be Carl Burke and Dustin Burns. Row 10, James Campbell. Last driver to set a time here, 32 seconds. not really representative here. He'll be joined on that 10th row by Bentley Glazer. Row 11 will be Brandon Prone and Brian Sullivan. Row 12 will be Ray Fournier and Keith Kelman. Row 13 will be Barry Phil and Eric Woods, and starting shotgun on the field, making it a field of 27 drivers here, will be Wayne Fleet. So here we go. Racing is about to start here at New Hampshire, and going to be a fun one. 120 laps here, and as we've seen recently at New Hampshire, not the easiest track to get around, so they are going to have to really keep it clean here and try and keep it out of the walls here. These walls will hurt you if you hit them. We saw that last week when the MPI Cup Series came here. As the field starts rolling now, let's see who is going to come out on top in this one. At the moment, it's Rob Gall, the veteran, starting on the pole here tonight. Brian Barnes, also a veteran of the league. He's in P2. Bob Beltrami, well, this is veterans 1, 2, and 3. All three drivers have been in the league pretty much the longest here. And all three of them on the first three slots on the grid. So let's see how that one pans out. Actually, Beltrami is not on the first three slots of the grid. He's down in P10. I apologise to Bob for getting his hopes up there. But anyway, here we go through turns 3 and 4. Rob Gall will have control of the field as they come out of turn 4. Pace car, or shall I say pace truck, will make the left turn onto pit road. And Rob Gall has control of the field here as they come out of turn 4. We will be racing here at New Hampshire as they hit the loud pedal. And down towards turn 1 for 120 laps here at New Hampshire, the WSRL Western States Racing League here at New Hampshire, live on ESPN. As we start lap 3 of the race here now, Rob Gall out to a pretty decent lead already over Brian Barnes, who's moved up, stays in second place. Wayne Hutchison in third. Charles Wood staying in P4, and Paul Hoffman in the Dale truck is in P5. As he's got Gary Laviolette right on his outside after he's trying to get that spot back. Bob Beltrami's lost a spot on the initial start here. He's behind Dennis Fuson right now. Marty Ray in P9 right there, as we're seeing one driver a bit further back trying to make his way forward. That would be none other than the man himself, Mr. Bentley Glazer, just moving his way up for the field already, and we're only on lap 4. He's up to P15 now as we go back to the front here. Rob Gall seems to suit these shorter tracks a lot better than everybody else as he comes out of turn 4. Everybody just running single file right now, trying to catch a rhythm here, as we're seeing a battle here between Carl Burke and Earl Weaver for the 16th spot back here. And they'll come out of turn 2 as Weaver backs off there. Rob Gall still leading the Stingers. Wayne Hutchison now to second place ahead of Brian Barnes. Missed that pass as I was looking at the battle between Burke and Weaver, but never mind. They're still close enough to go. We're seeing side by side there between Paul Hoffman and Gary Laviolette, trying to get that spot back there as he's going to try the outside line here in towards turn 1. Out of turn 2, it looks like Hoffman might have the advantage here. And it's not. It's going to be Gary Laviolette going to sail it around the outside there and move his way up to the top 5. Good move, good run there by the man in the Sergeant's place, number 86, and he's now going to be looking to the back of Charles Woods there as they come down to complete another lap here. Chad Barker right behind Hoffman now, and he's bringing Jeff Schmeier, Marty Ray and Bob Beltrami right with him, and Beltrami has got around Dennis Fuson as well and moved his way back up to the top 10. Rob Gall has completely checked out, by the way. He's over a second ahead of Wayne Hutchison already. We'll point out that Brandon Prone and Brian Sullivan did not take the start of this race. They will have... they decided not to... grid up for this one, so we have 25 drivers that started this one, and it's still Rob Gall leading this one, and Wayne Hutchison has actually closed the gap ever so slightly on the 31 as we're looking at Hoffman just taking a small look to the inside of Laviolette. That might leave him open for an attack from Chad Barker as they come out of turn 4, as here comes Schmeier. Schmeier going to look to the inside of the 26 now. It's almost contact between those two, but somehow Barker able to avoid it. As they come out of turn 2 once again, we're on lap 9 of 120 already. We're on board with Jeff Schmeier. Trying to... stay with... Barker. Right behind him is Marty Ray. Bob Beltrami right there as well. As we go back to this battle for second place here, this between Hutchison, Barnes and Woods. Charles Woods, that is. We've got that many woods in this field, it's practically a forest, but anyway. Down to complete another lap here. We're on lap 11 of 120 already, and it is Rob Gall still leading with Wayne Hutchison in second, Brian Barnes in third, Charles Woods in fourth, Paul Hoffman still in your top, has got past Gary Laviolette once again, is up in the top 5, and Laviolette just a bit of no man's land right there. Jeff Schmeier now has got past Chad Barker, and it's going to be up to Bob Beltrami to try and get past the 26 now as they come through 3 and 4 to complete another lap here. Dennis Fuson in this pack as well. Marty Ray right there. David Wood is there too. And here comes Beltrami. He's going to take a look to the inside of Barker. And a big run for the 14. Is he going to get the move done? They're still side-by-side. Drag race towards turn 3. And can Barker hold on? Try and sail around the outside, as we've seen already here tonight. And the answer is maybe yes, because Beltrami has his progress blocked by Schmeier there, but still holds on regardless. Now Fuson fancies a chance at the 26 here as they come down towards turn 1. Just not able to get quite close enough as David Wood is right there behind him. And Bentley Glazer up to P13 already. He's already dispatched Keith Miller, who's there in P14, just minding his own business. Same for Mark McFadden. He's just ahead of his good friend Carl Burke. These two know each other very well. Earl Weaver just behind him, with Ray Fournier in P18, Anthony Erskine in P19, and Barry Phil, last driver in the top 20. He's just ahead of Keith Kelman, who's just minded his own business, with Dustin Burns right there. Eric Woods is back in P23, Wayne Fleet 24th, James Campbell P25, and about to be lapped by Rob Gall, who's lost a lot of momentum there, and his gap has shrunk now down to just half a second between himself and Wayne Hutchison. And Hutchison really showing his form in these shorter tracks. He was absolutely lightning quick last week at Dover. As they get around Campbell with ease. There is Gall. Hutchison right there. Brian Barnes in third. Charles Woods in P4. Paul Hoffman still holding on to P5. There's still There's Battle right behind him. Gary Laviolette and Chad Barker have been eaten up by, well, Bob Beltrami has passed Laviolette, Fuson and Barker. So Beltrami on the move here as he's now looking to the inside of Schmeier as they come out of turn 2. As Campbell's still getting past their lap there, sorry. As we go back to the lead battle here. And it is a lead battle because look at the gap between these four now. Wayne Hutchison is right there. Gall might have burned those tyres off a bit earlier than planned as they come out of turn 2 here. Hutchison right there. Brian Barnes still there in the mix. And Charles Woods just hanging on at the back there. They are a full... Well, Woods is a full 1.5 seconds ahead of Hoffman. And Hoffman is 1.2 seconds ahead of Schmeier. He's got Bob Beltrami still right behind him. He's got a bit further back in the field here to about as far as David Wood here. We're seeing battles going on all around. Bentley Glazing out to P12. He's going to make it P11 here as he's now looking to the inside of Marty Ray. And Ray going to try and keep it wound up on the high side here. He's not going to give that up too easily. And that he doesn't. Ray still going to hold on for now. Expect the dive here from Glazer into turn 3. And Ray still holding on to this one on the outside. Great defensive driving here by the 65 driver. James Campbell just not having a good time already here tonight as there goes Bentley Glazer now. Gets the move on the inside there, but Ray still keeping it wound up there as they come out of turn 2. Still no caution here. We're on lap 19 of 120, about to be lap 20 of 120, so 101 laps to go, and this gap between the top 4 is getting even closer now. Rob Gall finding himself under pressure now. They're coming up on Wayne Fleet now, who's fallen back. Let's see, Hutchison now still in the clutches of Brian Barnes, and Barnes just holding station there in 3rd place. Charles Woods doing exactly the same thing in P4. These guys just minding their own P's and Q's. Same for Paul Hoffman. He's just minding his own P's and Q's, but he can't be too cautious or too slow because that Jeff Schmeier machine right behind him, right there, now down to 0.3 of a second. So that 1.2 second gap he had over these two has just been extinguished very quickly as Wayne Fleet has just gone a lap down. We'll go to that in just a second. Beltrami is still keeping Schmeier very honest, and Schmeier almost hitting the wall there out of 2. As they come around Wayne Fleet now. Wayne Fleet just not having a good night tonight. He's already a lap down. Into turn 1. This is your 3-car battle here for P5. The battle for the lead just fizzling out slightly. Rob Gall starting to get away again. There is Wayne Hutchison in P2. P3 is Brian Barnes. Charles Woods just starting to fall back slightly. Still a decent enough gap over Paul Hoffman, as Hoffman now under attack from Jeff Schmeier as they come through 3 and 4. And they're side by side. Give that one to Schmeier at the line. And Schmeier's all he's got to do now is just dive it to the inside. And that he does. And he will take away 5th place, but not without almost giving a bit of a tap there to Hoffman. As they come out of 2, Hoffman could do nothing but just let him go. As here comes Beltrami now to try and get around the 3. As he flies off into turn 3. And again, very close, almost banging doors there through the corner. And again, give that one to Beltrami. Beltrami will go ahead and take away 6th place now. Now he can concentrate on getting back to the rear tailgate of Jeff Schmeier. As Rob Gall has opened that gap up. Actually, no, he hasn't. That gap's closed down again. He did get up to half a second at one point. It's come right down again as Hutchison, feeling a bit of the heat right behind him, decided to push a bit more and did close that gap again. And now Hutchison right on the back of Rob Gall. And the leaders now coming up to more lap traffic here, as that is Dustin Burns and Eric Woods ahead of them. We're seeing side-by-side action here behind them. Charles Woods actually has been caught by Jeff Schmeier. And Schmeier now going to move his way to the 4th place here, as Woods starting to fill those tyres now. And here comes Beltrami as well. Very impressive run by these guys. We're about to start lap 28 here. Still no caution. As they're all starting to get stacked up a bit now. As they're behind James Campbell again. As Dustin Burns just getting out of the way there. There is the leader, Rob Gall, just getting ahead. Getting around Campbell. Right behind him is Wayne Hutchison. We're on board with him right now as they come out of turn 4. Rob Gall starting to extend his lead again. Brian Barnes now under pressure from Jeff Schmeier as they're coming around Eric Woods now. Woods just holding to that yellow line there, just staying out of the way. And discretion being the better part of valor for the man in the 85. Look at this now. Brian Barnes feeling the pressure from Schmeier. There is Schmeier now to the inside of the 4 as they come flying off in towards turn 3. And Schmeier now looking to move his way up to the podium positions now, as he's going to get a bit more of a push coming through turn 4. But Barnes is still going to stay up there. There is Beltrami as well. That's your championship battle right there in your picture. And it didn't take long for these two to come together on the same piece of real estate. As while they're battling, Gall is just stomping away from the field. He's now a second ahead already. And Brian Barnes still able to hold on to 3rd place, but makes a bit of a mistake on the outside there. Almost letting Schmeier through, getting a bit of a slingshot on the exit of turn 4. Wayne Hutchison is still right there as well. Oh, Hutchison making a big mistake there. That's going to let Brian Barnes get to the inside of the 17 now, and they're going to be a drag race towards turn 3 as Schmeier under pressure from Beltrami as well in towards turn 3 now. And Barnes is going to move his way up to 2nd place here, and Hutchison his troubles might not be over here, as here comes Schmeier on the exit of turn 4. Bit of a wiggle there down towards the line. Schmeier's going to get a 2 for here as he's going to look to the inside of Brian Barnes here. Great battle in between these 4. This quartet really putting on a show here for everybody that's watching it tonight, and thank you to the guys that are watching this one. Always a pleasure seeing people watching. As Barnes yet again just able to hold on to that 2nd place. As Hutchison now down to 5th place, and He's probably ruined that mistake now. He's lost three spots in the space of 2 laps here. Now, with everything that's going on, you've got to be thinking that green flag pit stops might be the order of the day very soon. As now, Brian Barnes up to second now. He's starting to slowly reel in Rob Gall. And you see Gall there just behind Barry Phil. And he's going to try and get around the man in the 99. Phil just runs up wide, stays out of the way. Again, discretion being the better part of valor. Or maybe he's not staying out of the way because he's really giving these guys a hard time trying to get around him. Just up ahead of him is the 13 of Anthony Erskine. And now Erskine's hit something at some point because he's very slow at the moment. And that's let Phil move up a position there. As Gall still leading this thing now, 0.3 of a second. The gap between himself and Brian Barnes. Jeff Schmeier in P3. Bob Beltrami in P4. Wayne Hutchison in P5. Paul Hoffman still holding on to P6, but look who's right behind him. Bentley Glazer has moved his way up to that top 7 spot now and is looking to advance even more, as that is the Dale truck right in front of him right there. Battling going on all over the place as we're still looking at Bentley Glazer trying to advance his position on Paul Hoffman. Will try and dive it to the inside there on the 3. The 3 runs a bit wide there, giving a bit more room to Glazer as they come out of turn 2 here. And it's going to be a drag race towards turn 3, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Glazer's to lose at this point. As there goes the 87, diving it to the inside there. The 3 just giving that position up right there, but how long will he be able to fight for? Because he was trying to fight back on the outside coming through 3 and 4. Didn't quite work out for him. And now Glazer has now moved up to P6. He's got about 1.5 seconds to make up to Wayne Hutchison, who's now all by himself. Running on those old tyres now. They've got they're 39 laps on their set of tyres already. Rob Gall, meanwhile, is under massive pressure now from Brian Barnes, Jeff Schmeier and Bob Beltrami. This quartet right now will battle it out for lead supremacy. As they come through 1 and 2. And that is Earl Weaver right in front of them. And can Gall just dispatch Earl Weaver as quickly as possible and try and keep Barnes behind, because Barnes is looking very threatening here and he knows his championship rival is right there with him. Actually, both of his championship rivals are right there with him, Schmeier and Beltrami. Beltrami looking to the outside of Schmeier. Runs up wide. That mightn't hurt him there. He was trying the pass on the outside, didn't quite work out for the 14, but he's going to get right back in and right behind the 16 again and try and get that position away once again as we're on board with Jeff Schmeier. There is Beltrami right now in that 4 spot trying to advance his position. Barnes almost into the wall right ahead of him. The man from California just really trying to hang on here. And they're coming up to James Campbell to put another lap on him here. Campbell already 3 laps down, about to be put down a 4th. As here comes Schmeier to the outside of Barnes. Not quite going to make it work, as Barnes still right on the back of Gall, and Gall runs out wide, coming out of turn 4. As Campbell just trying to stick to that out inside line. That helped Gall a little bit, because he made that mistake running wide, but then Campbell was there and it just helped Gall a little bit just to recover and stay ahead of Barnes. Barnes now going to come back for another attack as They come through 3 and 4. On board with Barnes here. I see the line he's taking right now. As he's able to gain that advantage through the corners. You can see the gap coming down visibly on the onboard camera here. We're on board with him again. Let's take a look through this corner and see how much he's able to gain the time here. And he's look at it there. He's able to just sail it around there a lot better than Rob Gall. So the corners are working into the favour of Brian Barnes here. Gall just has the speed on the straights. I apologise now if I'm not catching any of the battles further back. It's because I'm just running by myself right now. I haven't got a second pair of eyes to see what's going on. As we're looking at Marty Ray here, he's fallen all the way back to P14 and in a battle now with Carl Burke. And the lead pack will be catching these two before long, provided that we don't go to pit stops. We see the drag race there between Carl Burke and Marty Ray. I should battle a bit further back as we're going back to the lead battle here, as there goes Brian Barnes to the point now. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here, because it looks like Schmeier's got around Gall as well. We're going to go back a bit further. Brian Barnes, and I said he was working that outside line to his advantage through the corners, and Mark McFadden was there as well. That kind of helped him too, and look at him just sailing around the outside there on Gall, and Gall could do absolutely nothing about it. As we go back live once again, Gall is back ahead of Brian Barnes here. Oh, that was a replay, sorry, as he's now been passed by Bentley Glazer, who's moved his way up to P4. So, Brian Barnes has extended that lead now. It's like a cork in a bottle. He's been released, as my broadcast partner, my usual broadcast partner, Frank Marchese would say. As we're on lap 48 of 120, about to tick over to lap 49. I did mention Bentley Glazer there. He's already caught up to the back of Bob Beltrami. Glazer is looking fast right now. As we're on board with the 87 there, just trying to get that advantage through the corners. Out of turn 2 here, they're trying to come round. It looks like Ray Fournier to put a lap on him now. They've lapped all the way up to Keith Miller, who's in P14. And we've had a couple of drivers take pit stops already. Paul Hoffman has just been in pit road. Mark McFadden has just been in pit road, as has Earl Weaver. So we've got a couple of drivers blinking first and bringing it into pit road. The most forward driver was Paul Hoffman, bringing it in for 4 brand new Mr. Feelgoods. As on lap 50 now, we will be 70 laps to go before the end of this race, and how long will it be before these guys bring it into pit road? We don't know just yet, as here comes Brian Barnes down to the line, and he will lead another lap here at New Hampshire, and right behind him Jeff Schmeier, just not letting the Ford get away here. Beltrami right there as well, and he's under pressure from Bentley Glazer. I think Glazer knows that Beltrami will not make it easy there for him, as Rob Gall has completely fallen off. He's about 1.8 seconds off of Glazer now. Made that 2 seconds. Oh, big wiggle there from Beltrami coming out of turn 4, but it's Brian Barnes versus Jeff Schmeier for the lead. As this one's starting to heat up now as they come out of turn 2. And it's going to be a question, who wants it more? And you've got to think Jeff Schmeier wants it more, because he's the one chasing down that top 2. But with the top 3 in points sitting 1, 2 and 3, as here comes Jeff Schmeier. to the inside of Brian Barnes. Barnes going to sail around the outside, using that outside line to his advantage again, almost touching doors. Coming out of turn 2, it's going to be Barnes. Oh, it's almost scrapes the wall coming out of turn 2. Barnes still using that outside line to his advantage. Leaving nothing on the line. We're on lap 54 of 120 now. And this fight between the top two is letting Beltrami and Glazer in again. I say again for Glazer, this is the first time he's been up towards the top 3 tonight. And Rob Gall has completely gone off there. And that is actually Paul Hoffman right behind this top 4. Now, if he can get his lap back before these guys take a pit side, he might actually put himself in a good position should there be a caution. There we go. Paul Hoffman showing the difference between old tyres and new tyres, as now he's going to look to the inside of Beltrami coming down towards turn 3. Hoffman's playing spoiler here. He's making his way through the field, and he's causing a bit of separation between second and third, as Dustin Burns brings it to pit road now. I'm still waiting for the leaders to come in, as there goes Bentley Glazer to the inside, making a cheeky move there on the 14. Very cheeky indeed. Taking advantage of Hoffman going through there and just deciding to go through himself as they come up on Gary Laviolette there, who's still on old tyres, is not bringing it into pit road yet, and they're going to put a lap on him. Hoffman now about to put a move on Brian Barnes there to get his lap back the hard way. Remember, on fresher tyres. And there he goes. Back on the lead lap is the 3 of Paul Hoffman. And again, here comes Jeff Schmeier to the back of Brian Barnes. Bentley Glazer now will be off in search of these two. This guy's been hungry since the start of this race. We've been green the whole time, remember, no cautions so far. And with 25 drivers starting this race, that's pretty impressive. We're still waiting for the leaders to bring it down pit road, as we do have the leaders in pit road. We've got Bob Beltrami and Rob Gall both in pit road now. And that one caught me off guard, I apologise. Gary Laviolette has just been in pit road as well. He's just come out as we're looking at Rob Gall just getting into his pit stall there. He will have the very first one, as Beltrami will leave his pit stall. And here comes Brian Barnes from the lead. That's going to release Jeff Schmeier. And the leaders, I knew it wouldn't be long before they came in, as there is Schmeier. Now he should be bringing it in this time by, or has he got enough to take it a bit further? He does not, but Bentley Glazer is going to carry on though. As Paul Hoffman up to P4 now, after getting his lap back the hard way. We had nobody hit with a penalty so far, so that's good to see. Everybody just keeping it clean here, as Schmeier in his pit stall now. Seeing problems for Anthony Erskine there. Not sure what's going on. Oh, Schmeier might be hit. No. I apologise. I thought he was being hit with the penalty, but here comes Bentley Glazer now from the lead. That's going to let Rob Gall get his lap back at least. And Beltrami getting the fastest lap of the race. And he is flying on those fresh tyres. He comes out well ahead of Jess Schmeier. He's got Brian Barnes right behind him. Can this man get out ahead though? He's just leaving his pit stall now. As Beltrami comes out of turn 4, sorry. They get around Wayne Fleet. And there they go, straight to the point there. Glazer losing out slightly by staying out a lap longer. As we got one around, caution is out. And it's Marty Ray in trouble in that 65 SpaceX machine. And just as the green flag pit stops are ending, we see a caution here, and he hits the apron coming out of turn 2, spins himself around, and that will be enough to bring out the caution. Our first caution, and we're only just past halfway. We're on lap 63 here at New Hampshire. And what a race we've seen so far here. And what a lucky break for this man, Paul Hoffman. 16 laps on those tyres, and he will be your leader under this first caution of the night. Let's take a look at your winners and losers from those pit stops. Biggest winner, Bob Beltrami, I think, moving his way up past both Glazer and Barnes through that pit stop, as Hoffman is going to bring it in now as we go back live. Brian Barnes is going to come in as well. So interesting strategy choice there from the championship leader. Keith Miller in as well. Wayne Hutchison in again as well. And Barnes going to get a fresh set of tyres here, and he will get out ahead of Paul Hoffman, who was just that tiny bit slower in his pit stall. Caution number 1 here on the track. And while they're under caution, we're just going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes when we're about to go back to green. So stay tuned. And we're back live here at New Hampshire. We're about to go back to green again. Bob Beltrami will be your leader coming down towards the line, and he leads him down towards turn one as we are racing here on lap 67 of 120 now. A new start from everybody else, so everybody on fresh tyres now and ready to get this thing going once again. The man on the oldest tyres actually is James Campbell, 15 laps on his tyres, but he is 4 laps down and in 25th place. But as we go racing once again, it's Bob Beltrami in first. It's going to be Bentley Glazer who's moved his way up to second place, obviously with the Brian Barnes and Paul Hoffman coming into pit road. So out of turn 2 here, it's going to be Bob Beltrami, Bentley Glazer in second, Jeff Schmeier in third, Rob Gall in P4, Chad Barker in the top 5, Dennis Fuson in P6. Brian Barnes in P7 already making his way forward as he looks to the inside of Dennis Fuson coming out of turn 4. And he will have the run and he will have the position as well as Barnes already up to P6 here. Wayne Hutchinson now looking to the inside of the 11 as they come through 1 and 2. And there we go, Hutchison up to P7 now. Where is Paul Hoffman? He's stayed in P10 there, so not really making his way forward as we go back to the battle for the lead here. It's going to be between Beltrami and Glazer. As Glazer looking very spicy here coming through 1 and 2. He wants that lead back again. Well, I say back again, he hasn't been in the lead yet, so what am I talking about? Anyway, out of turn 2, Glazer still looking for the lead here. We're looking a bit further back now. Jeff Schmeier under pressure from Rob Gall. Rob Gall also under pressure from Chad Barker. Brian Barnes now moving into the mix there. He's just ahead of Wayne Hutchison, but it's Beltrami under the biggest pressure right now as he comes out of turn 4. Almost hits the wall. Might give the advantage there to Bentley Glazer coming down to turn 1. Big dive there by the 87. And Bentley Glazer will move his way to the point. Just comes up the track ever so slightly to defend off the 14. But that won't be enough. He will have the clear. New leader here at New Hampshire. Out of turn 4, Glazer still in the lead. Beltrami really flirting with that wall out of turn 4. He's done that 2 laps in a row now. There's Jeff Schmeier in third place. He's managed to shake off Rob Gall for now. Rob Gall, though, in a bit of trouble there. There's Chad Barker right behind him. Barker had a horrible race last week at Dover. Wants to get rid of those memories, I'm sure. Brian Barnes in P6 there. Clearly doesn't see Wayne Hutchison as a threat right now, as Hutchison nowhere near in a position to try and get around him as we go back to the battle here for P2 now as Schmeier almost onto the back of the 14 as they come through 1 and 2. Into 3 now. Beltrami still holding on. Glazer now out to a 6/10 of a second lead. There is Glazer. We're on board, and we're going to stay on board for the time being as we go a couple of laps now with the man in the 87 as we see how he does it and how he stays out in front as he comes down the backstretch. We're going to be on board with a couple of laps now of the 87 of Bentley Glazer. That was a couple of laps with the race leader right now. Has got a couple of nice camera shots there on the car as we're looking at this battle still between Beltrami and Schmeier now. As Rob Gall has shaken off Chad Barker a little bit, and Barker now has Brian Barnes right behind him. As we're on board with Barnes as they come out of turn 4, you see Yee on the back of Barker's truck. I don't think he'll be doing that for long if Barnes gets around him. Another driver making his way forward now, finally, after lagging back a little bit after that last restart, is Paul Hoffman. He is in P8 now with Dennis Fuson behind him. David Wood in P10 now. And he's ahead of Charles Woods and Marty Ray. Actually, Marty Ray is 1 lap down. He is in a lucky dog spot. He was the man that brought out the one and only caution we've had so far tonight. Just clipping the apron there through 1 and 2 and just spinning it. Spinala and all that. As Carl Burke is out of the race, I've just noticed he's put it on the hauler, so unfortunate for the man in the 53. We're going to go back to Bentley Glazer now, who's now 2.2 seconds ahead of Schmeier, who's just got around Beltrami. But Schmeier on the move. Let's see if he can try and close that gap between himself and the 87. Remember, these two were having one hell of a battle before the caution came out. Well, before the green flag pit stops. Let's see if they can resume hostilities again when if Schmeier can catch up to him. As there is Paul Hoffman back there with Dennis Fuson right behind him. A bit further back, we're going to look at there's Keith Miller with Eric Woods right behind him. In between them is Ray Fournier. He's the second driver, 1 lap down. He's trying to close down on Marty Ray, but he's got about 6 seconds to make up as Ray looking to the outside of David Wood here. And maybe Marty Ray might be trying to get his lap back the hard way. We don't really know. Well, I don't really know. Oh, Wood having to back out of that one. Ray, probably not the happiest of drivers out there, made a very crucial mistake to put him a lap down and brought out the caution. As we've got a caution once again, and can't quite see who that is. As Dustin Burns, I believe it is Dustin Burns. Let's take a look and see what happened to the 04. Oh! Well, that's an interesting thing to see. And we're going to go in the dynamic cam here and see exactly what happened to the 04. I've never ever seen that before. He was just running by himself, just minding his own business, came up the track a little bit, and then slight tap on the wall and just speared him off into the infield. That's a strange one. That's a strange one. I'll say that. As we're seeing wholesale pit stops here right now. Let's see who's going to be the winner out of this one, because pit stops can either win you a race or lose you a race. And we've seen that many times here tonight as we're looking at, for some reason, my pit crew, even though I'm not racing. We see Ray Fournier staying out. Jeff Schmeier is going to bring it down. Rob Gore gets the first pit stall. No pun intended. And we're going to see who wins the race off pit road. Expect Bentley Glazer to be the man to win the race off pit road. It's not. It's going to be Brian Barnes, followed by Chad Barker. Glazer's going to get out third. Now, Barnes and Barker only took 2 tyres there. That's going to be an interesting thing to see. If they can handle it. And it looks like Barker actually might have an EOL here. Oh, dear. The 26. Thought he had it there. Now we're going to go back and see. I'm going to go back and see if it'll let me. How fast he was out of pit road. Oh yeah, he was much faster than it should be. Don't pay attention to the speed at the bottom of your screen. That's not what he was actually going. But Chad Barker getting in EOL there, having to fall back to the back of the field here, and that's going to upset him a little bit because he thought he had a prime opportunity to be up at the front there. But unfortunately, speeding on pit road, that's what's going to happen to you. So with the lights due to go off for the pace truck, we are going to have Brian Barnes bringing us back to the green. He only took 2 tyres. Let's see how we can handle that. As we are ready to get going once again. Now let's see, can Glazer get that lead back? You can see Burke is still trying to give up positions there as he's still serving that EOL. As they come through turns 3 and 4, pace truck will make the hard left turn onto pit road. Barnes will have the trigger and he pulls it. We are racing once again here at New Hampshire. And it's going to be the 4 that leads them in towards turn 1. Looked like Schmeier might have had a run on Glazer coming towards turn 1. But Glazer can keep it wound up on the high side there as they come out of turn 2. And now Schmeier under pressure from Bentley Glazer as they come, Bob Beltrami, sorry, as they come towards turn 3. And Glazer already on the back of Brian Barnes as they come down towards turn 1, and it looked like Beltrami hit that wall coming out of turn 4. Now this is not an aero efficient trap, but that still might hurt him if he did hit the wall. Still staying ahead of Rob Gall though. As we're still looking on board with Bob Beltrami, there is your leader Brian Barnes. Rob Gall with the fastest lap of 30.369. As there goes Glazer to the inside now, those 4 tyres. Going to try and work to his advantage here as they come out of turn 4. Barnes very close to the wall again as they come down towards the line. Give that lap to Barnes as Glazer has to back off, and there's Schmeier right behind him as well. They come down the backstretch now. Glazer's going to try and put a move on Barnes again as we've got a big crash in the background. Big crash in the background. We're going to see another caution here. A lot of people involved. Gary Laviolette is one of them. Let's take a look and see what happened here. And Laviolette losing the back of the truck there. And nobody hit him actually. I thought it was a big crash there. And no, didn't hit anything. Let's take another look here. As Laviolette, he did get a bit of contact with Wayne Fleet. Now he caught the apron coming out of turn 2. That was always going to put him around. Did he hit the... Yeah, he did. He hit the Armco on the inside, so... Bit of damage there for Laviolette, but... Nothing too serious. As we're under our 3rd caution of the night here. on lap 91 of 120. We are 30 laps to go here at New Hampshire. And Brian Barnes must be thanking his lucky stars because Glazer was coming for him when that caution came out. So very, very lucky is the man in the number 4. So with the caution coming out again, we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back in just a couple of seconds. And we're back live here at New Hampshire. Lights are still on the pace truck. Just had to step away there just to deal with something there, but we're back. And we're under our third caution of the night for those that are just joining us. And gonna be an interesting end to this race. We've got less than 30 laps to go in this one. It's Brian Barnes still leading the race here. Bentley Glazer in second, Jess Schmeier in third place, Bob Beltrami in P4. I don't think he actually hit the wall, you know, when I said that he did. He's not showing any damage there. Rob Gall going to be in P5, Wayne Hutchison in P6, Dennis Fuson in P7, 8th is David Wood, 9th is Paul Hoffman, and Eric Woods in the top 10 now. So good run he's having late on here in that number 85 machine. But it's going to be Brian Barnes that's going to lead them back to the green here when the pace truck goes into pit road, and he will this lap because the lights are off. Now let's see, can Barnes hold on? That's the question. You can tell it's getting close to the end of the race because the aggression is starting to amp up ever so slightly as they come through turns 3 and 4. Pace truck will make the left turn onto pit road, and we will be racing once again here at New Hampshire. Brian Barnes going to go early this time round, and we are racing again in Loudon. And it's Barnes going to lead them out of turn 2 here with Bentley Glazer in second place, Jeff Schmeier in third. Rob Gall up to P4 now, getting the jump on Bob Beltrami. Beltrami now falling back into the clutches of Dennis Fuson, and Fuson under attack from Wayne Hutchison as we go back to the lead battle here. Here comes Bentley Glazer to the inside of Brian Barnes now as they drag race towards turn 1. And can Barnes use that outside line to his advantage again? The answer might be yes, but the actual answer is no, because Bentley Glazer still holding on there on that inside line. Barnes still has the nose out in front though, but through this corner I reckon Glazer might have it. But no, Barnes still keeping it wound up on the high side here as they come out of turn 4. And it's going to be Brian Barnes at the line. And here comes Jeff Schmeier as well. Through the middle comes Rob Gall. So the top 5 starting to battle amongst each other. Dennis Fuson is right up there as well. And Gall going to move his way up to third place as well after a little bit of a mistake there from Jeff Schmeier. Glazer doing everything he can to get around the 4 of Brian Barnes. Out of turn 2, we're with Jeff Schmeier right now as he's in 3rd place, right behind Glazer and Barnes. And the top 2 still battling amongst themselves. That might let actually not Schmeier, that is Rob Gall, I apologise. As Gall, the veteran, still looking very good. There is under caution once again, and it's David Wood. And a few trucks involved. It's going to be Marty Ray as well. Second caution starting incident he's been involved in tonight as he comes up the track and right into the side of David Wood, and it's going to be Barker going round as well, and that's caused a pretty large stack up amongst the drivers there. And we're going to go back with Marty Ray here and get a proper look at this one, because he was looking to try and get it. It looks like David Wood got a bit loose. And they come out of turn 2. Yeah, Wood definitely getting loose there. That let Marty Ray catch up. Now, what happened here? It looked like... Well, Ray looked like he had the inside line there. It looked like David Wood just came down a tiny little bit. And that was enough to cause the contact between himself and the 65. Unfortunately, Chad Barker getting a piece of that as well. And he will not be happy to see that happen as well. As Bentley Glazer just been in pit road. He's just coming out now for fresh tyres. Now, Brian Barnes only took 2 tyres that last time around. And he will be... probably not be happy to see Glazer take a pit stop there, but also Schmeier, Beltrami, both of those guys taking fresh tyres as well. Brian Barnes will have Rob Gall and Dennis Fuson right behind him. Wayne Hutchison has been showing a lot of great form these last couple of races up there in P4, and Earl Weaver up to P5, so good spot for him, and Keith Miller in P6. Gary Laviolette, who was 2 laps down at one point, I believe, and he had a spin that brought out the second caution of the night. He is in P7. Ray Fournier in P8. Mark McFadden, who I believe is making his debut here tonight, is in P8, P9 actually. Barry Phil in the top 10 as well. So big shake-up in the top 10 there with those pit stops happening, but I'm pretty sure they won't be shaken up for long, because those guys in the fresh tyres will be trying to make their way forward as quickly as possible. But you know, catching is one thing, passing is another, as we always say here on ESPN. So we could be in for some interesting racing, as we are now 20 laps to go in this race, and Barnes making a big strategy call to just go on 2 tyres during the last caution before this one. It's paying off for him so far, but it's only a matter of time before those 2 older tyres start really wearing off, and the rest of the guys can try and get around. And it wasn't for the want of trying for Bentley Glazer, as the lights go off on the pace truck, and it's going to have Barnes is going to have Rob Gall, who's outside the pole sitter, back up there again. Did fade back during that long green flag run we had on the older tyres, so Rob Gall just struggling a little bit on the long run. Back up there again, Dennis Fuson up there as well, Wayne Hutchison as well. Watch for Glazer, Beltrami and Schmeier, maybe Paul Hoffman as well. He's on fresh tyres as well, but he only took fuel that time around, so going to be interesting to see as they come through turns 3 and 4. Pace truck again will make the left turn onto pit road, and Brian Barnes will have the loud pedal again. He waits a bit longer this time round. We do go back to green flag racing though, as Barnes will lead them down towards turn 1. And let's see how this one pans out for the 4 as they come through 1 and 2. And Gall getting a bit of a slide on there through 2. I'm not sure if that's going to hurt him or help him. Rob Gall still holds on for now. Dennis Fuson in third. Hutchinson in P4. As we're already seeing the moves happening there. With 3 wide out of turn 4. Not sure how that one's going to pan out, but they get it figured out somehow. And it was, I believe it was Paul Hoffman in the middle of all that. And they're still all scrambling for positions here. It's Bentley Glazer still scything his way through the field as he's looking to the inside of Chad Barker now for P10, and he gets him. As, oh, there goes Barker around! And that might bring out another caution here. No! Barker somehow able to save it. It's a great save there. By the 26, he's going to have to back off and let these guys pass, otherwise it's going to cause a huge melee as Beltrami in the middle of things going on here as we've got scrambles all around everywhere, and might bring out the caution. It will bring out the caution. Caution number 5 here at New Hampshire, and Barry Phil looks like he was right in the middle of that one. And you can see the damage on the front there. That is exactly the case. Just taking a look here. I want to see something happen between these guys, and I'm thinking it's Jess Schmeier involved as well. Oh no, it was Hoffman and Phil. And look at Charles Woods just sailing around the outside there. Chad Barker just getting into it again. It looks like Keith Miller might have got a piece of that as well. Was it Keith Miller? No, it wasn't Keith Miller. Who was that? It might have been Erskine, actually. Taking a look. Oh no, it was Eric Woods that got some of that. So a big melee. And another caution that is working in this man's favour. Brian Barnes using these cautions to his advantage here, and that's halted the progression of Bentley Glazer, who's still making his way through the field here. He's up quite a few spots now to P8 now. Jess Schmeier still back in P11 and Beltrami in P12. Paul Hoffman will not have been happy to see the himself get involved in that little melee. Wreck avoidance to the night going to this man though, Charles Woods. We're going to go back and look at that actually. So we're going to go on board with Charles Woods here from that incident and watch it when it happens. See it right there, just sails it around the outside. New fire suit to the garage of the 40, please. Wow. The Charles Woods getting the wreck avoidance move of the night. Love it when things like that happen. Now, caution number 5 here, and all these cautions coming late in the race. And there's still Brian Barnes leading this one. And again, for those that are just joining us, he only took 2 tyres a couple of cautions ago. That was during the 3rd caution he took only 2 tyres. And with these other cautions coming out, they will work in his favour, as those old tyres on his truck will be able to be preserved a bit longer. Now what Rob Gall needs to do here is try and get a big enough jump on Brian Barnes as possible. Didn't get the best of restarts last time. Let's see how he does this time around though, because Gall has an advantage here. So does Fuson, so does Hutchison. And they all need to get around Barnes and try and get away, because Glazer is absolutely flying through the field right now as they come through 3 and 4. Pace truck is off. Brian Barnes going to have control of the field. We're racing once again. Green flag is out. Gall does not get the jump he wants as they come down towards turn 1 here. Brian Barnes going to lead them down to turn 1 as we go flying off through the corners now on lap 110 of 120. 11 laps to go here in this race, and we're looking at Mark McFadden now currently in P9 and just almost getting into a dent with Ray Fournier. Let's take a look at Bentley Glazer already up to P6 now as he's gone around Hutchinson, who's gone off to a horrid restart. And actually, he's gone around Earl Weaver. And is being blocked there by Wayne Hutchison, and that's Gary Laviolette right to his inside there. Glazer going to try and sail it around the outside here. Still has Hutchison right in front of him. And back to the lead battle though. Here is Brian Barnes now under pressure from Rob Gall. Gall going to try to the inside line. Barnes going to defend very quickly as he stays out in front for now. At least as they come out of turn 4 to complete another lap there. We're going to be 9 laps to go at the line. But Bentley Glazer still making his way forward up to P4 now. Trying the inside line of Dennis Fuson. Fuson realizes he's there and puts the block on him, but not. Still leaves the door open there as Glazer going to take the inside line down the backstretch here. Going to be a drag race, but not by much, because Glazer on those fresher tyres is just going to sail on by the 11, it seems. And he's not. But this point, should have him this time around though, as now Rob Gall has the lead from Brian Barnes. As the caution is out again, and it's Keith Kelman involved this time. And looks like Anthony Erskine involved as well. Let's take another look and see what happened here to the 07. Oh, and it started with Mark McFadden and Chad Barker. Barker in the wars again. Kelman just nosing it into the inside wall. Let's see what happened to McFadden here. And he just lost it coming through turns 3 and 4. Barker gets T-boned there by Eric Woods. And Kelman just innocent bystander there. And Chad Barker just getting into the walls again. Just no luck there for the 26. And I think he might have just blown his engine there. Or was that Eric Woods? We're going to go on board with Woods there and find out. Yeah, it was Woods that blew the engine, unfortunately. And he's going to have to tow it and take it back to pit road, unfortunately. So caution out once again. And Rob Gall, your leader now, taking the lead away from Brian Barnes just before the caution came out. This is just before we get to green-white checker territory. Brian Barnes, crucially, still in second place. He's got quite a few positions ahead of his championship rival, Bentley Glazer, and this will help Brian Barnes extend that lead once again over the 14 after all the hard work that Glazer has done to try and close that gap to the 4. Now the 4 might be in a position to try and extend it, but with Rob Gall in front of him, Bentley Glazer behind him, Dennis Fuson right there, as well as Dustin Burns going to get a wave around here. Still all to play for in this race. Just a reminder, this is caution number 6 here. And again, they've had a good race here tonight. Just these cautions coming late on. We say it a lot in these broadcast booths, not just me, but other broadcasters as well. Cautions, precautions, precautions as the lights stay on the pace truck as they're still clearing the debris around the track. The virtual debris, obviously. Can Gall hold on and get the victory here? There's another man that is in the lofty side of the point standings, but not quite close enough to challenge at the very top. As we're going to have the lights go off on the pace truck this time by Rob Gall. Will be the man to pull the trigger this time round, just like he did at the start of the race. Can he hold on, though, for 3 more laps when we go back to green? If he can, he will pick up a race win here tonight. Question is, can he hold off Bentley Glazer? Glazer has been absolutely imperious form here tonight. And usually when Glazer's on it, he gets a victory. As they're coming through the backstretch here, up towards turn 3. Hopefully for the final time tonight, we will see the pace truck make that left turn onto pit road, and we will get this one underway and bring this one home to the checker flag as they come through turns 3 and 4. Rob Gall going to be the man to pull the trigger, whether the pace car or pace truck pulls off. Rob Gall with the trigger. We go racing once again. Green flag in the air for 3 more laps here at New Hampshire. And in towards turn 1. It's going to be Rob Gall. It's going to be Brian Barnes. And it's going to be Dennis Fuson challenging to the outside. And we're under caution once again. I didn't quite see what was going on there, or what brought out the caution. And you've got to think it has something to do with let's take a look and see what happened there to Earl Weaver. Oh, and there it is. Keith Miller and Earl Weaver. Oh, lots of big wrecks, and Bob Beltrami involved in that in a big way. Now let's take a look and see what happened here. Keith Miller involved in it as well. They just got turned there by Earl Weaver. Beltrami getting into it. Looks like a couple of other drivers involved in it as well. Looks like Paul Hoffman maybe got a piece of it. He did get a piece of it. Look at the front end of his truck. Oh, Ray Fournier getting some of it as well. Wow. Now that took a turn very quickly. And you got to feel for Beltrami, an extremely damaged truck now. And he is going to be fuming from that one because that will cost him a ton of spots. And this man right here in the 4, Brian Barnes, is going to be absolutely screaming with joy after that one. So green, white, checkered here. We are in overtime at New Hampshire. And Bentley Glazer getting off to the worst start possible on that last restart. Getting jumped there by Dennis Fuson and dropping down to P4. Gary Laviolette finds himself in P5 as well, so good run for him near the end here. Wayne Hutchison, again, ever present in the top 10. He's in P6. Jeff Schmeier in P7. 8th is Marty Ray. 9th is Paul Hoffman. Charles Woods, the wreck avoidance king, is in P10. David Wood is in P11, Barry Phil in P12, Wayne Fleet in P13, Chad Barker somehow still going is in P14, Ray Fournier is in P15, Keith Kelman, after the shot he took, not this caution, but the caution before that, having to use a fast repair, he's in P16. Keith Miller putting it on the hauler, he's out. Eric Woods, he's taking a fast repair, he's back out on track again after blowing his engine. He only lost 2 laps from that, by the way, so good recovery. Oh, good damage limitations there. It looks like Bob Beltrami might be out of this race as well. He is out as we are going to go to single file restart here, it looks like, as Rob Gall is going to bring us back to the green. The lights are off on the pace truck as we go off in towards turn 3 now. With a single file restart, can we get a winner out of this one as they come out of turn 4? Pace truck is off. Rob Gall has the trigger once again. We are racing. Can we bring it back to the white flag this time around? Bentley Glazer off to another poor restart there as there goes Laviolette to the outside of Glazer. Glazer just able to hold on. But right now it's Rob Gall that's going to lead them out of turn 2 here as they come down the backstretch here. Can they get it back to the white flag? It's looking positive so far as they come in towards turn 3. Brian Barnes still in second place. As they come out of turn 4. And we will see the white flag here right now. And Rob Gall still going to lead them down towards turn 1. Here comes Bentley Glazer and Dennis Fuson here. Going to get the inside line now as they come out of turn 2. He's going to steal away the position. Fuson going to try and challenge around the outside. Big power move by the 11. Here comes Rob Gall though. Started on the pole. Fell back for that long green flag run, but worked his way slowly back up for the field. And now, using that to his advantage, comes out of turn 4, crosses the line and wins at New Hampshire. Brian Barnes will be very happy with that second place. And Dennis Fuson putting up a very stern fight at the end there. Really putting his foot down there and getting that third place. Bentley Glazer will have to settle for P4. Gary Laviolette in P5. Wayne Hutchinson in P6. Jeff Meyer in P7. 8th will go to Marty Ray. 9th to Paul Hoffman. And David Wood will get the last spot in the top 10. But it's this man right here who claims the honours at New Hampshire and will be very, very happy with that one. And we will get interviews in with just a second. As we'll just wait for drivers to file into Discord here. $124 laps. Sorry, 123 laps completed. After we're going into overtime here at New Hampshire. And what a race we've seen amongst these drivers here in this track in the northeast of the USA. And those that are watching, what a distraction you've had from the from all the election stuff going on today. Only a short distraction. You can go back and look at the results afterwards, obviously. But right now, we are going to try and wait. We're going to wait and see if we can get a word in with the race winner. And here he is right now. Rob Gall joining me up in the booth. Rob, you fell back through that long green flag run, but you brought it back and you bring home the victory here tonight. You're going to be absolutely delighted with this one.
Oh, yeah, that was great. It's been a while since I've won one of these things.
Yeah, and as I called you one of the veterans in the league, and you pretty much are. You're a former champion in this league as well. You've done it all. To say it's been a while since you've had a win. With how long you've been with these guys, is it like a lifetime when you say it like that?
Oh, I don't think I've had one this season. But man, the competition has gotten a lot tougher than it has in the in the past.
Yeah, it has, and it's been very well contested amongst all the drivers. Let's talk about the end of your race, though. A big battle between yourself and Brian Barnes there. Were you surprised to see him take only 2 tyres near the end there?
Yeah, sorta. I was more concerned about Bentley because he had fresh tires there, for that last run.
Yeah, and he unfortunately didn't get off to the best of restarts there. I bet you were happy to see that one happen.
Oh, exactly.
But your first race win of the season. This one's going to give you a lot of confidence with the remainder of the season to go. Next week, though, we go road course racing. Rob, what are your thoughts as we go to Canadian Tire next week?
Oh, I love road course racing. Yeah. Most sport I really enjoy too.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. As a man that loves road course racing, I'm definitely looking forward to it next week. Anyway, but definitely looking forward to it. But before I let you go and celebrate here, Rob, anyone you want to give a shout out to, say thanks to for your win here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Bob for all his hard work on running this league. He does a great job. All
right, well, Rob Gall in the number 31 Fujifilm Chevrolet, bringing home his first race win of the season. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week when we head to Canada.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot for broadcasting our races too.
You're very welcome. That was Rob Gall joining me in the booth. Now we're going to go to the man that finished in second place in this one. And Brian, you made the bold call to go onto 2 tyres near the end there. It definitely paid off for yourself, but obviously the win would have been a bit more sweeter.
Yeah, at least it went to my teammate. So big grats to Rob, sitting on the pole, fastest lap, led to most laps. That's an awesome job for him. But yeah, still a good points night for me. Unfortunately, Bobby went and blew up. So I guess on to the next race for him.
Yeah, I mean, this second place here tonight, you came in tonight under a lot of pressure. There was only 3 points separating you two. Definitely a lot of. You could definitely feel him breathing down the back of your neck when you came into this one, especially when Bob came through the field and you were right next to each other for that good portion of the race.
Oh, definitely. If it went green, it was going to be tough because he got me on the pit exchange. So you saw how hard it was to pass. I would have had a hard time getting back by him.
Yeah. But like I said, this one extends your lead again in the point standings. Going to give you a lot of confidence, especially with next week when we head to the road course and Moss Sport Speedway.
Yep, do love my road courses. Starting to get a little better at them. So hopefully we'll have a good showing next week.
Yeah, should be a good show there and Canada. But congratulations on your second place here tonight. Obviously not the win you wanted here for this one, but anyone you want to give a shout out to, say thanks to before I let you go and celebrate?
Oh, just thanks to my wife. She's puts up with all this for all these years, and she's the best.
All right, Brian Barton in the Hall of Fame Ford F-150 coming up in second place and extending his points lead. Congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week in Canada.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.
That was Brian Barnes joining us from second place. Let's go to the man who finished in third, Dennis Fuson in the booth. Have you got a copy, sir?
Do you got me?
I have you this time. Missed you last week, but we got you this week. Second week in a row on the podium. Got to be happy with your form lately.
Yeah, I can't complain about that. Anytime you can run up front with anybody in this league, you're doing good.
Absolutely. It didn't come without its battles, though. You were right there in the top 10 for most of the night, but that battle near the end between yourself and Bentley Glazer, got to have been satisfied to pull off the pass at the end there, especially with him on fresher tires.
Yep. I don't know how it happened, but I'll take it.
Absolutely. Well, this one's got to give you a lot of confidence now, especially with us headed to the road course. What are your thoughts heading into Mossport next week?
Not very confident.
Yeah, it's... sorry, carry on.
I was going to say I'll give it my best, but I'm not that great at the road courses. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's talk about the points for a second. A bit of a tight battle between you, Jeff Schmeier, and a couple of other drivers there. You're looking to try and pick up the best points you can, obviously. Try and get that third place, or even try and catch up to the top two?
Well, I'll have to battle for third because I don't think I have a chance to catch first and second.
All right. Before I let you go, Dennis, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Just Bob and everybody in the league who put this on, and you guys are doing a great job. It's all fun.
All right, Dennis Fuson in the Summit Racing Equipment F-150 coming up in third place here at New Hampshire. Congratulations, and we'll catch you next week in Canada.
All right, see you guys.
That was Dennis Fuson joining me in the booth there from third place. Great racing here again tonight. Obviously, more cautions than they would have wanted here, but still fun nevertheless. They did have that massive green flag run bringing us all the way up to halfway, but obviously with New Hampshire, cautions breed cautions, and they do happen in quite a big way. But before we go anywhere, let's go to the results for this one, if it'll show up for me, because it didn't do it for me last time. As it's going to be Rob Gall on the top step of the podium after this one, after bringing home a brilliant win there, putting that pass on Brian Barton, who tried to hold on those two sets of two tyres, but just ultimately has to settle for second place here tonight, but also crucially extends his points lead at the top there after this one. Dennis Fuson coming on with the second podium in a row. He comes home in third place. Bentley Glazer tried everything he could to get through the field, but had a massive battle with Fuson, ultimately losing out and having to settle for P4. Gary LaViolette rounds out your top five. In P6 going to Wayne Hutchison, 7th going to Jeff Schmeier, 8th to Marty Ray, who's had his fair share of trouble here tonight. Paul Hoffman settling for P9, and David Wood rounding out your top 10. In P11 going to Barry Phil, Wayne Fleet in P12, Chad Barker, been for the wars tonight. I don't know how he finished, to be honest. Coming home in 13th, Charles Woods in P14, 15th going to Ray Fournier, 16th going to Keith Kelman, 17th to Mark McFadden, who had that late spin and put him down the order. He was in the top 10 at one point, having to settle for P17, 18th going to Earl Weaver, 19th going to Anthony Erskine, and Eric Woods rounds out your top 20. In P21, going to a very disappointed Bob Beltrami, caught up in a late wreck there that blew his engine, and he had to bring it into pit road for a fresh one and take a fast repair, but that was a bit too little too late, as he got put down in P21, losing a ton of ground on his championship rival Brian Barnes after this one. Dustin Burns in P22, Keith Miller in P23, James Campbell in P24, Carl Burke, first driver on the hauler, in P25, Brandon Prone and Brian Sullivan not taking the green here tonight. Well, that is going to do it for us here on ESPN with the Western States Racing League. Don't forget, we have more racing action for you live tomorrow when we go road course racing at the Mid-Ohio Raceway with Sim Racers Edge. Definitely going to be a fun one as we go to that twisty track. It's very much going to be a challenge for the drivers out for that one. On Thursday, we have a new league starting with us as we have the USRA Cup Series starting. You can catch Frank and Tony in the booth for that one. Friday, we have iRacing E-Series with us as well, and you can catch me and Frank in the booth for that one. Saturday, we are off. Sunday, we are back with MPI, and you can catch the Dirt Esports Championship on Sunday as well. Well, that is going to do it for me in the booth here tonight for ESPN. Great racing all round tonight, late cautions, but lots of drama here on the track, and that fell into the lap of Rob Gall, who brings home the race win here tonight. But that's going to do it for me tonight. All that's left for me to say from myself, Sam Cooper Bennett, is keep it clean, keep it green. We'll catch you live tomorrow night from Mid-Ohio with Sim Racers Edge. Have a fantastic night.